Man, are we the only family feeling squeezed right now? The short answer is no, but I totally get it that you're asking yourself that. A new national debt relief study shows that 6 out of 10 US parents have gone into debt to provide for their kids. That's a lot, right? Today, we're gonna break all that down. What debt looks like, what's driving it, and simple ways to take back control if this debt is having you struggling. Yes, because 6 out of 10 parents struggling financially is way too high, and we're here to help you take back control. Hi y'all, my name is Marc Russell. I'm a financial wellness board member with National Debt Relief. You may have seen my work in Time Magazine, CNBC, or Forbes, but long before that, I was a guy juggling a bunch of bills and digging myself out of $80,000 of debt. So if you're struggling right now, just know that I see you and I feel what you're going through. Right now, I'm proud to say that I'm 100% debt free and I'm here to help you achieve that too. So let's dive into today's content. First, let's break down what family debt looks like right now. From National Debt Relief's nationwide survey of 200 parents with children from ages 0 to 18, 59% of parents have taken on debt for their children, of which about half say it's becoming unmanageable. Parents generally put kids first, which is totally understandable. So how does that show in the numbers? 81% prioritize the children's needs over paying down debt. So what does this debt consist of? The most common types of unsecured debt that families have are credit card debt, accounting for about 42% of total debt, averaging around $14,556. Medical debt accounting for about 27%, averaging around $12,316. And personal loan debt accounting for about 25%, averaging around $15,294. Lastly, this debt seems to be somewhat seasonal. Debt spikes around the back to school season and the holidays, with many families using buy now, pay later schemes to make ends meet. Average balances reported in the 7,000 plus range. But you might be asking, what's causing all of this debt? That's a good question. You might be asking, what happened? Let's talk about it. The most important reason for this might be inflation. The cost of living may be rising faster than what your salary is, which is why more and more people have to go into debt to maintain their standard of living. Overall inflation in the United States was 2.7% in July of 2025. That means, in basic terms, that prices have increased by 2.7% compared to July of last year. For food prices, this number is at 2.9%. And when it comes to housing prices, inflation was 3.7% over the last year. Everything you need to support your family is getting more and more expensive year after year, and those changes stack up on the family budget. And we haven't even talked about childcare prices yet. They're also a big cut out of any budget for a family with small children. In fact, childcare costs increased by a whopping 29% between 2020 and 2024. Also outpacing overall inflation, which was 22% over the same period. In many cases, childcare costs are even higher than mortgage or rent payments. Crazy, right? So that's probably not helping. Now let's talk about ways that you can protect your family's finances. So let me shoot you some rapid fire tips your way. Do a bill reset. Call your internet, cell, and insurance providers. Ask for a cheaper plan, a promo, or loyalty discount. Set reminders to review that again in about 6 months. Tighten up your grocery game. Plan 3 to 4 dinners, make a list, buy generics, and batch cook once for 2 nights. Use store apps and coupons and skip the eye-level brands. Fix all the silent money leaks, starting with subscriptions. Look over all your subscriptions. Keep what you use weekly, cancel or pause the rest. Turn off auto-renewal for any subscription you don't need. Cut medical stress at its source. Ask for itemized bills, check for errors, and request financial assistance or a zero-interest payment plan from the provider's billing office. And as my mom always tells me, get an agreement in writing, because if it's not in writing, it never happened. Build an emergency fund for unforeseen expenses. Aim for just maybe $500 or any number that works for you just to start. And you can park it in a separate no-fee savings pocket named maybe Family Safety Net or Peace of Mind Fund. Set an automatic transfer to this account for any amount that you can comfortably miss, and do that the day after payday. Move any found money that you found from cutting back on certain bills or coupon savings, and do that the same day that you save it. Sell one unused item a month and send the proceeds straight to the fund. When windfalls happen, tax refunds, gifts, send a chunk to that fund before anything else. If unsecured debts like credit cards, medical bills, and personal loans are still snowballing and the math no longer checks out at the end of the month, joining a structured program can help you build a plan to get out of debt. Here are the 2 most common options offered by debt relief companies. First, you have debt settlement settlement. This program involves negotiating with creditors to reduce what you owe on eligible unsecured debts and resolves them over time. It's not a loan. You start with a free consultation and fees are charged only after a successful settlement that you approve. Results and timelines vary, but for many, it's a way to lower total balances and finish faster than making minimums. Debt consolidation loans. One new loan to replace several debts. Ideally, it's at a lower rate to simplify payments, and it definitely requires qualification and discipline to not reborrow. If you're unsure which path fits, have a free no strings attached consultation call with a certified specialist and compare options side by side. Although it may be getting harder and harder to stay afloat financially as a family, here's the good news. Families across the country are finding steady, practical ways to move forward. One bill, one phone call, one smart habit at a time. Now you got the key stats, the cost categories to watch, and fast money moves you can make right now to immediately lower your expenses and build your emergency fund as a family. If you want to help creating a personalized plan or you want to explore debt relief options to finally get rid of your unsecured debts, head to nationaldebtrelief.com to schedule a free no obligation consultation call with a debt expert. Because remember this, you don't have to stand alone in your fight against debt. Thanks for watching and we'll see you in the next one.